Hey everybody, it's been a while since I talked Amico stuff, and I just want to take a moment just to reflect on what appears to be the very slow and painful death of the Intellivision Amico. And I was inspired by this post. This is from Gatoraus. This is over at the Intellivision underscore Amico subreddit. Gatoraus, I will say, has been one of the unsung heroes as far as researching what's going on with Intellivision, and he's also the guy who's created all the parody games like Hater Smash and Hater Hater. He is a very talented individual, and I've had him on my live stream before and enjoyed having discussions with him. And he posted this post over there. It says points from Retro Bro's Q&A stream. So apparently yesterday, Retro Bro had a kind of like an Ask Me Anything About Amico live stream that he's unlisted, but there's a link in this post where you can watch it. I clicked on it. It's a 2.5 hour stream, so I haven't had a chance to watch the whole stream, but I trust Gatoraus. So I wanted to use some of his points. And like he says, take this all with a grain of salt. I'm just reporting what I heard him say. So this is just from Retro Bro's point of view. And of course, at one time, Retro Bro considered himself like the number one source of Amico information or Amico news. And he's kind of jumped ship to a degree. And this is what he said. He said Intellivision claimed an angel investor was interested in February, that they'd know in a week if it was going ahead, then another week, and so on. Retro Bro seemed pretty sure that the investor pulled out. So that's at least, according to Retro Bro, what Intellivision told him. Now, this is around the time when the Start Engine campaign was going on. So I think what happened was they were hoping that Start Engine campaign would fund them. They desperately needed money. That Start Engine campaign basically said they only had a couple months worth of cash left to operate. And of course, that didn't succeed. Maybe there was an angel investor that pulled out, or maybe they were just saying that to keep things going. I really have a hard time trusting anything they say at this point in time without evidence. He said they have zero money. Staff is mostly gone. Gatoraus has also been, he has another post where he keeps track of the LinkedIn statuses of all the Intellivision employees, and the numbers are definitely down. When you search Intellivision Entertainment on LinkedIn, the numbers are down, and that doesn't include people who have left but didn't change their LinkedIn profile. A lot of people are gone. I know Tony, the Geek Getaway, recently reported that Hans Ippisch is no longer the president of European operations for Intellivision. He was part of the deal for a long time. Now he's just a quote unquote advisor. There's a lot of higher ups who were like in charge of marketing and stuff like that who are no longer with the company. Customer service people who have been there for a while are no longer with the company. Even people who were there before Intellivision Entertainment existed. Back when Keith Robinson were there, who were with Intellivision for a decade. Apparently they're no longer there. So it seems like basically, and I guess if you have no money, it makes sense. There's no one really in the offices except maybe John Alvarado or Phil or someone like that who's just trying to keep the ship going right now. Tommy told Retro Bro, this is huge if true. Tommy Tellerico told Retro Bro there is a 10% chance the Amico will ever come out. That is huge. Retro Bro thinks it's basically zero. So when Mr. Positivity, Tommy Tellerico, who believed that this was going to sell millions and millions of units, is now saying there's only a 10% chance it could come out. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing ain't coming out. Barring some financial miracle that I don't see happening, I don't think the founders are going to get their Intellivision Amicos. I don't even think Fig are going to get their 100 units. And there might be legal implications because I believe they owe Fig those 100 units. He said that they outright lied to him and others about pre-order deposits being in escrow. And this is Gatoraus. He said, yet none of them believed me when I said the SEC docs showed they were not. Yes, if you remember Start Engine, there was a big documentation that I went over. Nowhere did it mention an escrow account. Really, it would have been of high integrity to have taken the pre-order money and put it in an escrow. There are still people, from what I last heard, who've been waiting a month or more for their pre-order refunds who haven't heard anything. But if there's zero money, there's nothing to give them. They horribly mismanaged things, but he wouldn't go into detail. Tommy was forcibly ousted, and there was some kind of rift in the company, but he wouldn't go into it. I have heard, rumors, unconfirmed, that there was a division in the Intellivision office. I don't know if that's true or not, but to hear that Tommy was actually ousted is both huge news and not surprising to me because of the direction the company was going, because you had people who invested millions of dollars beyond Tommy. Money changes how people view other people. So it doesn't totally shock me that he was forced out and that his situation with his recently departed father, who was at the time in hospice care, it was kind of used as cover, potentially, as a convenient way to say, well, he has to take care of his dad. Maybe that was a way to help him save face and not say we kicked him out. I don't know. Just speculation. By the way, prayers and comfort to his family over losing his father. No matter what you think of Tommy, it's hard for anyone to lose their dad. And then Paraclaw added, he also said Interplay forced Intellivision to remove the Earthworm Jim for videos, which when I brought it up in a video I did, I theorized that, it was like on an anniversary of when they first announced it. So there was probably a licensing deal where either Intellivision wasn't going to pay any more money, or they didn't have a proof of concept to show Interplay, and they needed to have something by then to keep the licensee, that there was something like that. But that's just my speculation, but it does sound like Interplay. Now, when Interplay tells you you've got to take it down, that again is big news and a bad sign. And there's other discussion if you want to visit this subreddit. And later on, Gatoروos posted this. Let's be clear, Tommy and Nick paid themselves $364K instead of keeping the pre-order deposit money safe. So the pre-order money, there was like 2,600 Founders Edition, so that's like $250,000, right? 260,000 plus other VIP editions. And he says that they took over $500,000, and like Tommy and Nick Richards, the CFO, CO, I think, they loaned money. And in the SEC filings, it said that the company paid Tellurico, $283,000 to reduce the loan, and Richards $80,000. And from what I understand, they were also paying Nick Richards rent for one of the buildings they were using in California that Nick Richards owned. And of course, these guys were pulling in pretty decent salaries. I want to say 6-figure salaries or close to it. So here's the deal. They took investors' money. They took $17 million in total from investors. This includes senior citizens. They used people like that Nick Patel or Neil Patel guy, whoever he is, who doesn't have a good reputation among some. The West Palm Beach group that seems to, from what I gather, target senior citizens to a degree. And they use those kind of groups and individuals to attract investors. Just, grandma who wants to invest some money for their grandkids, education future, or so that they, they don't have to, live off of Social Security for the next 10 years. They invest some money into this thing. They took money from the German government in the form of grants. They took $17 million. What do they have to show for it? They paid themselves. They made sure they were paid, but they can't refund $100 deposits. And of course, the investors aren't getting any money back. It's really sad. To me, it's really sad. It's kind of ugly. There was a time when I brought up comparing the Amico to the Coleco Chameleon, and some people who were very pro Amico didn't like even entertaining a comparison. But I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't look like this system is ever coming out. And at least the Coleco Chameleon didn't bilk investors and governments for millions of dollars with nothing to show for it. And at least the Coleco Chameleon refunded people who gave money to the Indiegogo campaign, I believe. If my memory serves me correctly, they got refunds. They didn't take money for that. So this thing is turning out to be worse, way worse than the Coleco Chameleon. At least that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time.